The garment industry found a natural home in poorer nations. The way to provide an abundance of cheap ready-made clothing is finding a huge labor pool that is paid little. Bangladesh is now the second largest apparel exporter after China. How? Well, unlike some of its competitors, Bangladeshi manufacturing remains dirt cheap, and unions have limited power. The country cornered the absolute bottom of the value chain.
What's happened in Bangladesh is they've been too successful at this low road model of development, where they've offered low wage labor and have underinvested in their own infrastructure, underinvested in government regulations and government enforcement of laws.
And while contracts poured in from the likes of Primark, Walmart, Carrefour, Gap, and Disney, buildings went up fast, filled with workers, sometimes housed on illegally built floors. But wages remained low.
You have scale, you have expertise, you have an ecosystem around that industry which has built up in Bangladesh, so that even if the wages rise to, let's say, double or triple, from $40 a month to $80 or $120 a month, you still have a thriving garment industry in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh also benefits from the European Union giving the country extra help. Because it's so poor, Europe allows Bangladesh to ship garments to the world's biggest trading bloc duty-free. A sweetener the EU says it might now suspend. A penalty for the country not cleaning up its garment industry. On the other hand, the United States still imposes duties on clothes from Bangladesh. The Bangladeshi government says if the U.S. eliminated that tariff, costing as much as 32 cents on the dollar of each garment, the workers would benefit.
If this 32 cents were not an impediment, then it is possible for us to offer the American middle class a lower price. It's possible for us to have a bigger margin. It's possible for us to transfer the bigger chunk of this space to better terms of employment.
The big brands may not wait for trade sanctions. Disney pulled out before the latest building collapse after a fire late last year. That and political disruptions have made some Western firms look toward higher cost India.
We would not want to see the brands departing. I mean, they've benefited from the profit margins. Now's not the time to walk away from the mess.
But more could follow.
A couple more of these incidents and the foreign brands will run, because they cannot afford to take the kind of brand image beating that they're taking right now.
But then, who would force Bangladesh to change and keep scenes like this from happening again? Jim Bolden, CNN, London.